And on this Thursday, January 15th, 2026 edition of Newsmakers, California Governor Gavin Newsom is refusing to extradite a doctor to Louisiana after that doctor allegedly mailed a woman abortion pills. Newsom says a 2022 executive order gives him the legal authority to refuse the extradition request. The San Francisco-based doctor mailed the woman abortion medications that were approved by the FDA in 2000. Abortion is illegal in Louisiana, including in the cases of rape or incest. Louisiana's Attorney General called Newsom's decision appalling. Newsom said he will not allow doctors to be punished by those he calls extremist politicians. The Florida House is taking a second reading today on a bill that would expand the Wrongful Death Act to allow parents to sue for damages when their unborn child is killed due to negligence.
Currently, the wrongful death of an unborn child could not result in damages under the Wrongful Death Act, again, because that loss under current Florida law could not even be the basis of an action.
Representative Sam Grego of St. Augustine, Florida, says most states have civil protections for the death of an unborn child. Abortion rights advocates are crying foul. They say granting embryos and fetuses the same rights as those born would make it harder for patients to access reproductive care. 18 school districts nationwide are under investigation by the U.S. Department of Education for policies allowing students identifying as transgender to play sports. It alleges the districts allowed participation based on students' gender identity rather than their biological sex, amounting to discrimination. President Trump signed an executive order last year allowing federal agencies to withhold funds for letting trans athletes compete in girls' and women's sports. The Department of Homeland Security is making it easier for visa-holding religious workers to serve U.S. congregations with less disruption. DHS announced a change yesterday to reduce visa wait times abroad for foreign nationals serving as pastors, priests, nuns, imams, and rabbis. These workers face long backlogs for permanent residency, but can enter on temporary R1 visas. The new rule removes the requirement for R1 workers to leave the U.S. for a year after the visa expires. They can now apply to re-enter immediately. The change aims to support religious organizations and minimize disruptions to faith-based communities. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is sending humanitarian aid to Cuba. In a post on X, Rubio announced the shipment is aimed at helping the island nation recover from Hurricane Melissa. He said the administration is working with the Catholic Church to get the aid to the Cuban people directly and not what he called the illegitimate regime. He closed the post by saying the Trump administration stands with the Cuban people. Thousands of Venezuelans prayed for their country yesterday as they gathered in a major Catholic procession in Barquisimeto, about 170 miles west of Caracas, to honor Divina Pastora, a title for the Virgin Mary. The longing for peace, prosperity, and good health comes during a time of political uncertainty following the capture of President Nicolas Maduro on January 3rd. The pilgrimage takes place every January 14th, according to local authorities. The annual procession draws about 2 million people and stretches roughly 4 miles. And that's Newsmakers for this Thursday, January 15th, 2026 edition. I'm Keith Black.